What if evil got so powerful that literally nothing could destroy it? No human, no animal, no weapon, nothing. Imagine a darkness so absolute, a tyranny perfectly shielded by cosmic loopholes, that the universe itself just kinda held its breath in terror.
But on the flip side, what if the unwavering faith of a single child was actually stronger than all that fear? What if pure innocence was enough to literally tear open the fabric of reality and force the divine to step in?
Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're unpacking the absolutely incredible story of Lord Vishnu's most fierce and, honestly, most mysterious incarnation, Narasimha Avatar. It's basically a masterclass in how divine justice outsmarts seemingly invincible evil.
So to really grasp the magnitude of this story, we have to start with the villain. Long ago, there was this extremely powerful demon king named Hiranyakashipu. And he wasn't just your run-of-the-mill tyrant. He was obsessed with absolute power. He literally demanded that the entire world worship him, and only him. Because of this, utter darkness and fear basically ruled every single corner of the earth.
Now, what's really interesting here is how he got so bold. After years of intense penance, Hiranyakashipu managed to secure what looked like an airtight, invincible blessing. Just think about these conditions for a second. They are wild. He couldn't be killed by a man or a beast, not during the day and not at night, not inside, not outside, not by any weapon whatsoever, and neither on land nor in the sky. I mean, it was the ultimate ironclad cosmic contract.
You can probably guess what happened next. Drunk on this loophole-free power, he flat out declared, "No one is greater than me." By covering every conceivable time, place, and method of death, he really thought he had hacked the universe. He essentially thought he was a god.
But right in the middle of all this suffocating darkness, we get the ultimate plot twist. There was one person who absolutely refused to bow down to this terror. And shockingly, it was his own son, little Prahlada. Instead of caving to fear, Prahlada just held on to this unshakable faith. He spent his days peacefully chanting one name, Lord Vishnu. And no matter how much the demon king threatened him, this kid's pure devotion just never wavered.
As you can imagine, this absolute defiance completely drove the king up the wall. It sets up this incredibly intense confrontation between father and son. Furious, pacing around his grand palace, Hiranyakashipu roars at the boy, "Where is your Vishnu? Is he everywhere?" He's aggressively challenging the whole idea of divine omnipresence, just trying his hardest to break the kid's spirit. And then, with this unwavering calmness, a serenity you really only get from deep, true devotion, Prahlada looks up at his terrifying dad and simply replies, "Yes, father. Lord Vishnu is everywhere." It's such a profound moment. You have this tiny child standing up to a literal cosmic terror with nothing but quiet truth.
Well, that answer pushes the king completely over the edge. Enraged beyond measure, Hiranyakashipu points his weapon at a massive, solid stone pillar in the middle of the palace hall. He mocks the boy, screaming, "Is your Vishnu inside this pillar?" The tension is literally at its peak here. The tyrant is demanding physical, undeniable proof of the divine right then and there. And Prahlada, without even a second of hesitation, answers, incredibly softly, yes. Just one single word that is about to change the entire universe.
Boom! The giant stone pillar suddenly explodes with this deafening roar. The heavens are literally shaking, thunder is ripping through the palace, and the demon king's invincible reality shatters in a millisecond. The universe itself actually cracks open just to answer this child's faith. Out of the dust and the roaring thunder, this absolutely terrifying divine figure emerges, stepping out of the shattered stone, radiating this intense, fiery, golden aura, is a being the universe has never seen before. It is the ultimate dramatic hero reveal.
This is the Narasimha Avatar, Lord Vishnu's fierce, half-man, half-lion incarnation. Now, remember that so-called invincible blessing the king had? This specific form was taken entirely to bypass every single rule of that blessing. By being half man and half lion, Narasimha was neither a man nor a beast. Boom, the first loophole has been found. Watch how this trap perfectly springs shut. The blessing stated he couldn't be killed during the day or the night. So, when does this epic battle happen? At twilight. The exact moment the sun is setting. It's neither day nor night. Next up, the condition stated he couldn't be killed inside or outside. So what does Narasimha do?
He drags the terrified king right to the threshold of the palace doorway, right on the sill. It's not inside the palace, but it's not outside in the courtyard either. That's the second impossible condition, perfectly satisfied.
And this next part brilliantly illustrates the sheer genius of it all. The king's blessing said he couldn't be killed on land or in the sky. So Narasimha simply lifts the demon king up and places him right on his own lap. He uses his own divine body as the battleground, meaning the king isn't touching the earth beneath him, nor is he in the sky above.
Finally, the last condition, he couldn't be killed by any weapon. Well, Narasimha doesn't need a sword or a spear. He defeats the evil king using his own divine claws. And with that final act, the tyranny that had paralyzed the entire world was over forever. Every single condition of that invincible blessing was flawlessly turned against the tyrant.
The impossible actually happened. Justice returned to the universe. And as the dust finally settled on this chaotic battle, something really beautiful happened. Little Prahlada walked right up and stood before this terrifying avatar with folded hands. And as he prayed, that fierce, roaring divine form slowly started to calm down. The fiery energy shifted into this warm, golden peace. True devotion won out, and the light finally returned to the kingdom.
So what's the big takeaway here? The story of Narasimha Avatar leaves us with a pretty profound truth. No matter how powerful, how invincible, or how legally protected evil might appear to be, truth, faith, and righteousness are always going to triumph. When your faith is real, divine justice will absolutely always find a way to appear.
What an incredibly epic explanator of overcoming the impossible through sheer, unwavering devotion. If this story inspired you, definitely drop a comment below saying, Jai Shri Hari Vishnu. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful explainers covering the Dashavatara. But before you go, I want to leave you with a thought. If divine justice can find a way through an airtight, invincible cosmic blessing, what does that say about the true limits of darkness in our own world? Keep your faith strong, and I'll catch you in the next one.